You walk into the airport thinking you've got it all figured out. The ticket, the line, the boarding pass, the usual chaos. But here's the truth. Every single step, every process, every beep and board scan is designed, not random. I've spent months studying how airlines map out your entire airport experience, and it's shocking how precise it is. From the moment you buy your ticket, to the line you nervously stand in, to the seat you finally collapse into, every move is calculated to influence your choices, your comfort, even your wallet. In this video, I'll expose 10 hidden tactics airlines are using in 2025 to quietly take more of your time, squeeze your wallet, and manipulate your experience. And more importantly, how you can outsmart every single one of them. By the end, you'll see airports differently. You'll notice patterns, traps, and tricks that most travelers walk right past without ever realizing. And trust me, by the time we reach number 1, you'll never look at an airport the same way again.
Secret 10. The illusion of choice. New 2025. You open your laptop or phone to book a flight. Dates? Check. Destination? Check. You feel in control. You're shopping around, hunting for the best deal. But here's the catch. What you think is choice isn't. Airlines aren't giving you options. They're running a quiet experiment on how much you'll pay. Every click, every page, every device you use is tracked. Your cookies, your browser, your past searches, all feed into algorithms that adjust prices dynamically. Open the same flight on your phone, $245. Switch to a laptop, suddenly it's $280. A different browser, maybe $310. And it's not random. It's precision pricing, testing your patience, your willingness to spend, and even your fear of missing out. Some travelers try workarounds, incognito mode, switching devices, clearing cookies. That helps, but it's only part of the puzzle. Airlines are constantly tweaking, analyzing patterns, learning who clicks first, who hesitates, and who abandons a cart. The goal isn't just a sale, it's maximizing profit, quietly, without you realizing it. And here's the subtle psychology. They make the deal look personal. This offer is just for you. Hurry, only 2 seats left at this price. It feels urgent, customized, friendly. In reality, it's manipulation masquerading as personalization. But if you think the tricking starts online, wait till you reach the boarding gate. That's where the real game begins. Secret 9. The silent boarding game. New 2025. You stand at the gate, eyes on the screen. Your boarding group flashes 4C. Someone next to you is in group 1. You might think it's just numbers, a simple way to keep lines organized. But airlines have turned it into psychological warfare. Boarding groups aren't about comfort or efficiency. They're about FOMO, fear of missing out. You see others rushing ahead, sliding into seats, stowing luggage quickly, and a subtle panic creeps in. Maybe I should have paid for priority. That's exactly the reaction airlines want. Every line, every group, every limited announcement is designed to make you feel behind. So next time, you'll pay for faster boarding, even if it doesn't really improve your experience. Here's the hidden layer most travelers never notice. Frequent flyers, credit card holders, and elite members often have invisible privileges. They might be seated early, boarding quietly before anyone realizes it, or even have gate staff subtly assist them. Meanwhile, the majority of passengers feel rushed, stressed, and subtly nudged toward extra fees. And it's not just the boarding process. The system conditions you, teaches you to value speed over comfort, urgency over calm. You walk down that jet bridge tense, anticipating a cramped overhead bin, anxious about your carry-on. And once you're inside the plane, the real illusion begins.
Secret 8. The overbooking gamble. You've probably seen it before. Flight overbooked. Volunteers needed. Most travelers groan and think it's just bad luck. But here's the truth. It's by design. Airlines routinely sell more seats than they actually have. Every flight, every day. It's not a mistake. It's profit strategy. They've studied passenger behavior for decades. When they bump someone, they already know the odds you'll accept a voucher or cash without a fight. Some people will take $200 to be rerouted. Others will quietly pay extra for a later flight rather than risk missing their connection. The system is finely tuned to maximize revenue, not efficiency. Here's the sneaky part. The volunteer system is actually a psychological tactic. Announcements are framed as optional, but the way it's presented, smiling staff, small perks, sense of urgency, makes most passengers feel compelled to comply. You think you're getting a bonus, but really you're part of the calculation. Even experienced travelers fall for it. You might think, I'll just wait, only to find your seat given away, and suddenly the volunteer option feels like your only safe choice. Meanwhile, the airline has pocketed extra revenue from passengers who paid full fare on an overbooked flight. Every bump, every offer, every thank you for volunteering is choreographed. But that's nothing compared to the tricks waiting on the seat map.
Secret 7. The seat map illusion. You open the seat map while booking your flight and notice something curious. Rows of seats already taken. You assume they're occupied, but in reality, many are fake. Airlines create a sense of scarcity to nudge you toward paid upgrades without you even realizing it. Those grayed out seats, they're carefully calculated to increase urgency. The empty middle seats look scarce, the standard options seem undesirable, and suddenly that extra $40 for extra legroom feels like a necessary purchase. It's a classic manipulation tactic. Make what's free look limited, and what's paid look urgent. Here's an insider tip most travelers don't know. Some frequent flyers, elite members, or even travel-savvy passengers have learned how to unlock these sold-out seats. Refreshing the map strategically, waiting for certain times, or checking different devices can suddenly reveal rows that appeared blocked. What seems impossible at first is often just a clever illusion. And it doesn't stop there. While you're thinking about which seat to choose, the system is quietly working against you. Timers are running. Prices may subtly change. Offers appear and disappear. Every moment you hesitate, airlines are nudging your decision, shaping how you experience your flight before you even step on the plane. And even before you sit down, another timer is already working against you.
Secret 6. The check-in countdown trap. You see it every time. Online check-in opens 24 hours before your flight. Seems simple, right? But airlines know exactly how to turn this into a psychological trap. That 24-hour window isn't just convenience, it's engineered to make you rush, panic, and spend more. As soon as check-in opens, the screen floods with options: paid baggage, travel insurance, priority boarding, seat upgrades. Everything is strategically positioned at peak rush hour when your focus is split between grabbing a good seat and making sure your flight doesn't get locked. You feel like you must act now, and airlines quietly win. Savvy travelers know there's a way around this. The best time to check in isn't always the moment it opens. By waiting a few hours or even choosing a different device, you can often unlock cheaper add-ons or see options that weren't highlighted before. The system is designed to push you toward impulsive spending, but a little patience flips the advantage back in your favor. And here's the kicker: the trap doesn't stop at check-in. Every move you make from here, baggage, boarding, seating, is timed, monitored, and nudged to maximize revenue. But if you think it ends there, wait till you step on the scale.
Secret 5. The hidden weight war. You arrive at the airport, luggage in tow, expecting the usual weight check. A few kilograms over, maybe a small fee. But here's the truth. Airlines aren't just worried about fuel or safety. They're waging a quiet war over control and profit. Every scale you step on, every counter you approach, is part of a larger system designed to maximize revenue. Some scales are calibrated slightly differently depending on the counter, subtly nudging you toward extra fees. A suitcase that's fine at one counter could trigger an overage charge a few meters away. And it's not random. Staff are trained to spot luggage on the edge of limits, knowing that most passengers will quietly pay rather than argue. Even a few extra grams can cost tens of dollars. Multiply that by hundreds of passengers a day, and suddenly what seems like a tiny inconvenience is a highly profitable strategy. It's clever, calculated, and invisible unless you're aware. But the manipulation doesn't stop with weight. Airlines pair this with psychology, the rushed check-in, the display of overweight warnings, the subtle tone of the staff. You feel pressured, guilty, and more likely to pay extra without protest. And all of this sets you up for the next layer of the system, the letters and codes printed on your ticket, which quietly dictate how the airline can treat you during boarding and seating. And even your ticket type, those strange letters, are part of the plan. Secret 4, the fare class maze. You've booked a seat, looked at your ticket, and noticed a single letter, maybe Y, Q, or W. It seems meaningless at first, but in reality, every fare letter hides a rule designed to confuse you. Two passengers sitting in exactly the same seat could have totally different rights and restrictions, and most travelers never notice. Airlines use this system to create artificial complexity. Need flexibility? That costs extra. Want to change your flight? Different rules apply depending on your fare class. Want a refund? Some letters allow it, some don't. And it's all hidden behind seemingly random letters on your ticket, so most passengers just assume they're stuck. But here's the insider edge. There's actually a free site or method that can decode fare classes and show exactly what each letter allows. Once you know this, you can plan your ticket purchases strategically, avoid surprise restrictions, and even identify when an upgrade is worth asking for, because you'll know which rules apply to you versus the passenger next to you. And the subtle genius? Airlines design this to push you toward paid flexibility. You feel uncertain, you fear mistakes, and you're more likely to buy an upgrade or extra coverage, even when it's unnecessary. It's a quiet, invisible revenue stream that most travelers never see coming. Still think upgrades are random? The next secret will change that.
Secret 3, the free upgrade myth. Everyone dreams of a free upgrade, sliding from cramped economy to spacious business class, sometimes with a surprised "congratulations" from the gate agent. It feels random, like luck smiled on you. But the truth is, upgrades are anything but random. They're algorithmic. Airlines track loyalty scores, ticket types, and flight occupancy to decide who gets selected. That cheerful gate agent? They're just the face of a system that's already made its decision. The randomness you see is a carefully staged show, giving passengers the illusion that anything could happen. But in reality, AI is quietly crunching data, analyzing your profile, your travel history, even your check-in timing, to decide who earns that coveted seat. Here's what insiders know. The most common ways people get upgraded aren't magic, it's strategy. Frequent flyers who book specific fare classes, credit card holders with elite perks, and passengers who check in at the right moment often move up the list. Some travelers even know subtle behavioral tricks. Be polite, confident, and appear flexible. The system prefers passengers who make its life easier. And here's the kicker. The moment you think you understand upgrades, the real manipulation begins. Airlines engineer delays, adjust occupancy, and shuffle passengers, all to maximize revenue while keeping you compliant. Your chance at a free upgrade isn't just about luck or charm. It's about how well you fit into their algorithmic plan. But the real manipulation happens when flights accidentally run late. Secret 2, the flight delay advantage. You sit at the gate, staring at the departure board as your flight is delayed again. Frustrating, right? You assume it's bad luck or some technical hiccup. But here's the reality. Delays are often a strategic move. Airlines aren't just reacting to weather or mechanical issues. Sometimes they profit quietly from the chaos. Delays give airlines the chance to reset crew hours, avoid overtime costs, and shuffle schedules to minimize operational penalties. What does that mean for you? While you're losing hours at the terminal, airlines are quietly saving millions, and passengers who remain calm and compliant make it all possible. It's a delicate balance, enough inconvenience to enforce control, but not enough to spark chaos or complaints. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all delays are created equal. Some are rolling or soft delays, the kind where the board says 30 minutes, then 45, then an hour. Passengers wait patiently, thinking it's just an unfortunate timing problem. Meanwhile, the airline is drip-feeding information, controlling your expectations, and ensuring you stay seated rather than crowding service counters. This tactic works like clockwork.
The calmer passengers are, the easier it is to manage operations and protect profits. Here's your insider edge. Know your legal rights. Many countries require airlines to compensate passengers for significant delays, sometimes cash, meal vouchers, or even hotel accommodations. But most travelers don't realize this and quietly accept their fate. The moment a delay crosses a regulatory threshold, the airline must act, and knowing this flips the power back to you. You're no longer a passive victim of the airline's timetable. You can navigate it strategically.
Secret 1. The cabin comfort mirage. Airlines love to brag about new seat designs, innovative cabin layouts, and enhanced comfort. Sounds exciting, right? But here's the hidden truth. Those seats are smaller than ever. Slimmer cushions, thinner padding, and tighter rows, all cleverly packaged as efficiency improvements. What they market as progress is actually a reduction in comfort, and most passengers never even notice until they're squeezed in. Every inch of space is calculated. That extra legroom you dreamed of? Gone, unless you pay a premium. The tray tables, recline angles, even the pitch between seats are designed to maximize passenger density while minimizing complaints. Airlines rely on passengers accepting these innovations blindly, and it works perfectly. A little discomfort, fatigue, or even frustration makes you more likely to purchase premium economy, exit row upgrades, or priority boarding, all presented as optional perks rather than fixes to a problem they created. But let's break it down further. Even something as simple as seat padding is designed strategically. Thinner cushions save weight, and weight saves fuel, but also subtly encourages passengers to shift uncomfortably, fidget, or use purchase services like blankets or pillows. The illusion is brilliant. You feel minor discomfort, but the airline profits from your coping mechanisms without you realizing it.
Every announcement you hear at the gate, every friendly smile from staff, every complimentary upgrade, it's designed to make you feel in control. But the truth is, you rarely were. From the hidden tricks online to the cabin seat illusion, from overbooking strategies to silent boarding manipulations, every step in your journey is carefully orchestrated to steer your decisions, your comfort, and even your money. But here's the empowering part. Knowledge flips the script. Now that you've seen behind the curtain, you can navigate airports with awareness. You know how to spot the psychological triggers, how to decode ticket classes, how to approach gate agents, and even how to claim compensation when delays hit. You're no longer just the passenger. You're a traveler who plays the system on your terms. So before your next flight, think of this video as your secret toolkit. Share this with someone who's flying soon, because the only thing worse than paying unnecessary fees is not knowing why it happened. Armed with these 10 secrets, every airport walk, every seat choice, every boarding line becomes your advantage, not theirs. Travel smarter, travel lighter, and see through the illusion, because once you know the game, flying will never feel the same.